Good morning, everyone. It's Nicole here. I'm coming to you from behind the camera. It's been a while, but I just want to go through this quickly. These are going to be my Scentsy empties and what I've been using up for the month of April and May. I'm falling a little bit behind. I've started a new part-time job and I've been pretty much working full-time hours, and it's all over the board. And between that, being different in my life also kind of crept in and started getting in the way a little bit. So I'm a little bit behind, so I'm just going to try to do this quickly. But for the month of April and May, I've tried my best to stick with the melting challenge from Patricia Gates. So I'm just going to start off here with April, and for day one, it was Fool Them with a Fake Out Scent, and I went with Flower Shop. Now, I didn't think I was going to like this. I don't remember enjoying this, but actually this time around it wasn't so bad. I got more of that rose than the green scent of the stem. I like green scents, but sometimes they can be a little bit too much, and the same goes for rose, but I actually found this time around it was a good blend mixture between the two, and I quite enjoyed it. On day two, it was Light Up Blue by Melting a Blue Wax. And that one there, I decided to go with Inhale Exhale. Just to get this one out of my stash. This is not a scent that I enjoy. This was melted on a day that I knew I was going to be at work. It went into my laundry room, and that's where I just kind of kept melting it because I knew I wasn't going to be here. I wasn't going to be in and out of the room, and it wasn't going to waft into other areas of my home. So I'm actually happy that I've managed to get through this one. On day three, it was Melted Diamond Shape or White Wax, and I went with the scent Blue Raspberry Ice. This was another Bring Back My Bar that I got into one of the bundles and such. And this one actually isn't too bad. It's not one of my favorites. It's sweet. To me, it's very childlike. But it was enjoyed nonetheless. Day four, Melt a Strawberry Scent, and I went with, where is it? Sorry, Strawberry Lemon Cake. This is okay. I'm not fond of it. I find it very light. A lot of people tend to like it. For me, it's just okay. I think I have one or two more bars left. And I enjoy it in my kitchen, if anything. And on day five, National Caramel Day, Melt a Caramel Scent, and I went with an old favorite, Central Park Pralines, and not exactly the time of year that I would normally melt this, but it was my only bar, so to get it out of my stash, I went with this, and this is very good, very strong, a good powerhouse, but I find after the first day it kind of really fizzles out a little bit. Day six, melt a wax from your favorite scent category, and I like fresh, so I went with Pristine Waters. Not exactly a favorite of mine, but what I've been doing this month is I've been trying to get through a lot of my single bars and get them out of my stash, because my goal is to have eventually all my bars on my bar wall. So I'm trying to get rid of all these little odds and ends and singles, and hopefully one day I'll just have all my favorites up on that bar wall. But this was lovely. It's clean. I don't find it overly strong. Would I pick it up again? Yes, I probably would. If it was on sale. I wouldn't go out of my way for it, though, and I certainly wouldn't vote it back and bring back my bar. So on day seven, National No Housework Day, melt a spa or relaxing scent. And I went with now and then. Uh, this is okay. Not phenomenal by any means. I did this in my bedroom, and yes, it's relaxing. Could it be stronger for me? Maybe a little bit. Would I vote it back? No. But I'm happy I've had the chance to warm it again. Then day 8 was Melt a Kid Scent, and I didn't get to do that one, but had I have been able to do it, I had chosen Gleeful Grape. Then on day 9, it was Happy Easter, Melt Something Pastel or an Easter shape wax, and I went with Pink Tulips, which is around here somewhere. I can't find the Pink Tulips, but the other one I also did, because it was on the 9th, was I did 2 bars of Happy Birthday, because it was also Darren's birthday and he loves chocolate. So this, we tend to get a lot of the chocolate scent from this. So we enjoyed this for his birthday that day. And actually it is such a good performer that I kept it in my warmers for 2 days, to be honest. Because day 11 was 8-track day. Melt a scent that reminds you of the 60s, 70s, or 80s. And I didn't get to do that one, but I had chosen Root Beer Float. Day 12 was another one I didn't get to do, was Melt a Pink Wax for International Day of Pink. And I had chosen, I was going to do Flirtatious. Then Peach Cobbler Day for 13, Melt a Peach Scented Wax or Color, and I went with, I just had it in my hand, I think I dropped it. I had went with Plumeria Peach. I don't know where I had dropped that just now, but so we'll carry on. Melt a scent you associate with a garden. I did not get to do, and I had chosen Oh Snapdragon. Number 15 I had skipped as well. Melt a pretty or unique wax for the World Art Day. I had chosen Pretty and Plum, which did not get melted. Quite a few here. Day 16 I missed. SS or S. Melt a scoopable soy or sweaty wax. I would have done A Wink and a Smile. Day 17 I missed. Melt a cake or frosting scent. I would have went with Cutie Pie Cupcake. Day 18. Melt a scent you hoard. I would have chosen My Wish. Finally, on day 19, I was home, and it was Melt a scent that starts with A, and I went with Ambrosia. This is a nice fruity scent. I'm not typically into fruit scents, but this is nice. I melted it into my kitchen, and I had let this go for a few days. On day 20, it's Pineapple Upside Down Cake Day. Melt a pineapple, cherry, or brown sugar or cake scent. I would have done Pineapple Pucker had I have been home to do that. And that's why we had stayed with the Ambrosia for 2 days. Then on day 21, mix a blue and green wax, and I went with, I'm missing some of my clamshells here. I had went with Bonfire Beach and Windowsill Breeze, and that was actually a really nice combination. Day 22 I missed. It was Earth Day, Melt Something Earthy, Woodsy, and I would have went, or I must have done it at the end of the day, sorry, but I had went with Cucumber and Cactus Water. I must have done it right at the very end of the day because I ended up checking it off after all. And this is okay. It's not a favorite, but it's nice to break up from all the sweet scents or the really heavy scents after a while, or the ones that are too floral. Um, so it's good to have on hand, and I'm glad I'm okay with it, because I actually ended up getting 2 bricks of it with the brick bundles that they had out this spring. Then we went with day 23. We missed melt a scent you associate with Florida. I would have went with peachy and palm trees just because of the name. Not to mention that they grow peaches there. So, but the palm trees is what did it for me. Day 24, melt a new to you scent, and one that, a collection that I didn't get to try was the Huga collection, and I went with Quiet Clementine. I had this one bar. I actually quite enjoyed it. I don't know if I'd vote it back, but if I could get a few more bars, I would probably buy them, but I don't think it's club worthy for me, but I quite enjoyed that. Day 25 I missed was National Zucchini Bread Day. Melt a zucchini bread or brown wax, and I went with Mocha Doodle, wherever that clamshell. No, I missed that day, sorry. So that went back into my stash. Day 26, melt a scent you would love in perfume, and I went with Peach and White Amber, and I don't know where that clamshell has gone to. April was a really bad month, as you can tell. There was a lot of missed days, not a lot of melting going on. Day 27 I did melt a scent you dislike eating, drinking, but love to smell in wax form. And I had done 2 clamshells of pink coconut. Not another favorite of mine. I find it very light. So yeah, I'm just trying to get through these as much as I can. And day 28, 29, and 30, I must have missed. Because I have clamshells here, and they're not any of the ones that are written down. Oh, maybe 1, 2, sorry. So disorganized. I'm just trying to hurry up and get these videos made so I can get rid of all these clamshells that are kicking around. Day 28, melt a lavender scent or a scent that reminds you of a baby. And I went with Jammy Time. I do remember doing that one, but it is not here in my pile. Day 29, April showers, melt a rainy day scent. And I did go with Summer Rain. I have this quite stocked up. I had it in my club for quite a long time when I first joined back up with Scentsy, so I have probably still a good 7 or 8 bars left in my stock. So I really do enjoy this scent. Would I vote it back? Probably not. I think by the time I'm done my stock, I'll be over it. And brings me flowers, melt a floral blend, or a scent that starts with F. And I didn't do one that starts with F. I did a floral blend, and I went with 2 clams of cashmere. I really enjoy this scent. I think I would probably grab a few more. I had it years and years ago, and as you can tell, this is an old one. I haven't melted this in such a long time that I completely forgot about how much I enjoyed it, but I believe these were my last 2. So yes, I would, if it was voted back, I don't think I would vote it back, but if it was voted back, I think I'd grab probably like a 6-pack to have on hand again, because it was quite enjoyable. So that's the wax that I've gotten through for the melting challenge. There was a few items that I also finished up. One was a Counter Clean and Mandarin and Mango Nectar, and I quite enjoyed this. I think I still have the dish soap that I need to pull out and use up. But that was very lovely. It's a scent that I would definitely bring back. A dish soap, I had finished up yet another one of Evergreen and Grapefruit. I do enjoy this scent, but that's another one gone. I still have probably about another 5. I finished up one of my Dancing Sugar Plums shower body washes. I'm working on one right now that is just about finished as well. And something that I had found going through some cleaning stuff is a scent pack in Your Pal Mickey. There's smell in it. I can still faintly get a little bit of smell, but I think it's time for it to go. I've had that for quite a few years. Now, the other thing that I have gotten through is some fragrance flowers. This one here is Swirling Snowflakes, and I had painted the petals. It was supposed to be pink, and it kind of went orange, as you can tell, and it's completely dry. And then in this one, it was Fluffy Fleece. I don't know if you can see that. And it was supposed to be light blue, and it went almost to a black, and this is also completely dry. Now I also have another one here. I don't know if you remember a few months ago I had shown this one. I don't remember what the scent was. I've had it for such a long time, but the flower is still so saturated. As you can tell, my fingers are glistening, but it got to the point where I still had quite a bit of oil left down in the bottom, and the flour just wouldn't soak it up anymore. So what I ended up doing after I didn't have the heart to throw the oil away. I still wanted to find a way to use it up somehow. So what I did was I took this flour and put it in there, and it actually finished soaking it up. So I guess what had happened was this one here just got so saturated it wasn't soaking the oil up anymore. And this one here finished it off, so I still got to enjoy it. It gave me a little bit of a combination of a scent. But nonetheless, I actually managed to finally figure out what to do with that oil that was left behind. So that was my empties for the month of April. And May went a little bit better. So I am quickly going to try and share with you the little bit that I got through in May here. So May was Melt an Emerald Colored Wax. And I had went with May's Burstone, Aloe Vera, and Ivy. And I did 2 bars. I love the scent. I wish it would come back, to be honest. It's a nice green scent, but one that I like. It also has melon in it. And Darren also enjoys this. So this would be great if it would come back. Day 2 was Teacher Day, Melt a Scent with Apple. And I believe I went with Chamomile Petals, which is one of the scents of the month. There we go. This one here. And this one I actually quite enjoy. It's not overly strong, but it's lovely. It's really good. Day 3, melt a scent that contains raspberry, and I went with the sweet pea and vanilla. Nothing special about this. It's a nice blend between the sweet pea, the vanilla, and you also get a little bit of the raspberry in there. I don't know if I would club it, but I would certainly pick up maybe a few more. It is back in the Bring Back My Bar right now. So yes, I'd probably pick up a few more. Melt a Star Wars or a star-shaped wax. And I went, excuse me, I had went with the dark side. Not my favorite scent. I don't find these very strong. I did it in my bedroom and it's still, it was strong in the very beginning, but it fizzles out very quick, I find. So I have one more bar to get through, and I'll be happy when they're gone. Melt a lime scent for Cinco de Mayo. And I did cocoa lime, if I can find it. There we go. So yes, cocoa lime. And this is nice. I find it nice and vibrant. I find it sweet. Very enjoyable. I put this out in my open layout and it will last into the second day, no problem. Kentucky Derby, melt a mint, grass, or dirt scent. And I went with Mojito Mambo. Just because of that mint that's in there. And of course, what do you do at Kentucky Derby? You tend to drink a little bit. So I thought it was fitting. I do enjoy this. I remember when it was out in a brick and I wish I would have gotten more. So yes, I would definitely vote this one back. And day 7, National Lemonade Day, melt a lemon scent, and I went with Squeeze the Day. And this is nice. I didn't, my first time warming it, I guess last year. I didn't notice this time around on day 2, I kind of started to get that lemon cleaner note that some people tend to talk about. Very faintly, but I also don't know if it's maybe because that was put into my brain and I started thinking about it. And that's why I started to get it, because I certainly didn't get it last time I melted it. Coconut cream pie day for day 8. Melt a coconut or pie scent. And I went with coconut palm. And this one here is completely a dud for me. I got absolutely nothing. I did it in my bedroom even, and I closed the door and I still couldn't get anything. So this would never be a repurchase for me, and hopefully it doesn't come back. Day 9, melt either a cereal or breakfast related scent. And I went with hazelnut latte. Because it kind of gets like that coffee note. So for me, that is kind of like a must-have in the morning, is wake up and have that coffee. This is good. I picked up a few when it was back in the last round of Bring Back My Bars, because this is an older bar, as you can tell. It's quite gooey. Not a favorite, but it is nice to have once in a while. Something different. Day 10, melt something purple. And I then this time did go with the one that I didn't get to melt last month, was Gleeful Grape. And yes, very, very grape smelling. It totally reminds me of a grape popsicle if you're into that. But it was a bar that I got in one of the bundles that I had purchased. So we were still on the kick of trying to get rid of the single bars. And then straggler time. Use up a wax that is almost finished. And for me, that was one of my bricks of Johnny Appleseed. So where my bricks have gone to, well, right over here. I had done the last little bit of my Johnny Appleseed. As you can see, I had 3 cubes left, and I used that up. And I had half a cube of my sugar cookie. So I also mixed that in with one of my warmers to go with Johnny Appleseed, just to use them up. Get those out of the way. And day 12, it was melt a company friendly scent. So everybody seems to love vanilla, so I went with none other than Simply Vanilla. And yes, it was just nice and warm and cozy. Then we have day 13. We all scream for ice cream. Melt an ice cream or popsicle scent. So this is where I've melted another one that I had chosen for last month and didn't get to do, is I went with root beer float. It's strong out of the gate, doesn't last long, very, very sweet. Not one that I would melt all the time, but because I had it, it was fun and enjoyable. Would I do it again? Yes, but I wouldn't go out of my way to purchase it. Another 14 is Mother's Day. Melt a floral or a scent that reminds you of your mom. And on that day, I decided to go with pink tulips. And although this is a beautiful scent in the clamshell, I find it just too light. When it's melting, I don't get really very much from it. I tried to do it in my bedroom, and it's just not one that I don't think I would repurchase because of that. Day 15, melt something that starts with M, and I went with Midnight in Caruso. This is okay. It's not a favorite of mine. I probably should have just gifted this one to my mother because it was out for one catalog, I believe, the first time around that I had sold Scentsy, and I don't think it was back in the catalog after that. But I do remember purchasing one for my mother back then, and I should have just given her this because she did enjoy it more than I did. Day 16 I missed. It was melt an out of the season wax, and I was going to do I'm Snow over it. Day 17, National Cherry Cobbler Day. Melt a cherry or bakery scent, and I went with Cherry Limeade. Now, this is certainly a powerhouse, not one that I enjoy, but it will knock your socks off. It is strong. And definitely cherry. You definitely have to like cherry for that one. Melt something that's movie related for day 18. And I went with Big Hero 6. First time melting it. I actually didn't find it too bad. Very fruity. I'm not usually into the Disney scents, but because I got these at a good price, that's why I have them. But it was okay. I actually didn't mind it. Not overly strong, but it was very good. Day 19 I missed. It was melt a scent that starts with the first letter of your first name. And the only one that I had would have been the NHL Ice. Unfortunately, I was not here to melt it that day. Day 20, melt a honey or yellow wax. And I did one that I do not like, and I know I was at work that day, so I put it in first thing in the morning before leaving so it could tame down a little bit before I got home, and that would be Taste of Summer. I just do not enjoy the scent. There's something in it that I just don't like. I don't like it on cold, and I definitely don't like it on warm. Melt a strawberry or creamy scent on day 21, and I went with another bar of strawberry lemon cake. Again, very light, not too bad. I don't mind it, but I wish it was a little bit more. And strawberry isn't my favorite scent in wax, so that could be another problem. But happy that I had gotten through another bar anyway. Day 22, Victoria Day, melt a scent fit for royalty. And I went through the Walt Disney bar iridescent. I actually really like this one. I have 2 bricks that I have not touched. I had put it into my club. That's why I have the small one here, bar size. But then I decided to take it out of my club. I figured it's just kind of a generic, pretty scent. Nothing spectacular. So I do have 2 bricks though to still get through. So I'm going to enjoy it. But yes, I figured with the castle on it, it was fitting. Then we went with melt a scent you bought based on hype. Now, I don't overly like strong bakery scents, so a lot of times when it comes to bakery, I shy away. And this one here, Vanilla Waves, everybody raved over it. And not even so much on melting on its own, but for a mixer. So, but I do have a little bit of a stockpile now because I had bought some back in 21 and this is my first time actually warming it. So I've been holding on to some bars since the first year it came out. And then I have, since it's retired, I have accumulated a few more in some of the bar bundles. And honestly, I didn't mind this one. I did it on its own with nothing else on. And I actually really didn't mind it. So I would also like to get some of those mixes and try some of the mixes that some of the fellow Scentsy wraps have been talking about here on YouTube. Day 24, melt a sleepy scent. And I had went with Pillow Tie. Now, this is one of the ones from Catching Z's. This is one that I got in one of the bar bundles and probably my least favorite out of that collection. So I just wanted to get it out. I've warmed it a couple of times in my bedroom to get through that bar. And then melt a wine-colored wax or wine-inspired scent. And I don't think I melted that one. No, I did not. But I would have chosen Pretty in Plum. So as you can see, I have not touched that. Melt a blue or fish-shaped wax. I went with a bar of Harbor's Edge. When it first came out, I really enjoyed it. I had it in my club, so I got a stockpile. I think this is probably my last bar, and I'm happy to be through it because I don't enjoy it as much as I used to. I don't know if it's because the scent's changed on me over time, or I just kind of got over it a little bit. Then on day 27, melt a scent that contains sandalwood. I had chosen Pacific Sandalwood, but I did not get to melt that day. Day 28, give a questionable scent a second chance. For me, that was where are you here? Lemon Coconut Chiffon. This one here I did not get to melt as well. And I'm pretty sure the first time I melted this, I didn't enjoy it, but I haven't done it since. So, sorry, I'm just getting a call coming through. I will have to give it another shot. Memorial Day, melt a red, white, or blue wax or combo. And I went with red, white, and berry pie, which I did not get to melt that day. So I have a few more bars of these, and I'll be happy to get rid of that as well someday soon, I hope. Then melt something orange. I went with 2 bars of A Wink and a Smile. So this is nice. I enjoy it much more than I had thought. It has like daffodils and florals and stuff, and very lovely. I would certainly get more of that. National Smile Day. Melt one of your favorites, and I would have gone with My Wish, but I did not get a chance to. So that is one that I do enjoy, and I'm going to hoard and probably put back into my Scentsy club. And I think that is all that I have. I found a few of my clamshells that I have missed. During the other is Peach White and Amber. I did enjoy, very, very light. I wish it was stronger. There's the Chamomile Petals that I had missed. Bonfire Beach that I mixed with Windowsill Breeze, wherever that other clamshell has gone to. Here is the I'm Snow Over It that I did not get a chance to warm, and my Jammy Time that I have done. So anyway, thank you for joining me, and I'm sorry it's so disorganized, but I just wanted to get these clamshells out. I was just going to throw them out in the garbage, and I thought I'll try to do a quick video and see where we go from there. So hopefully June, I'm not following the June melting challenge, even though I wrote it out. I have not been able to follow it because I'm just all over the board, but I am saving my clamshells, and hopefully I'll be able to catch up with you shortly and start doing at least some of the June's melting. Thank you, and see you again in the next video.